Okay, the title is Oxidative Stress in Reperfusion. Reperfusion means blood flow stops and then coming back again. Oxidative stress is not visible, but if you cut the apple in half and then put in the air, you can see that the color change to that brown. This is oxidations. Same things will be happen in our bodies. And then we call the reactive oxygen species, that is oxidative stress, that cause lots of problems. One is inflammations, and then cancer, dementia, hypertension, arteriosclerosis, and sometimes in the brain ischemia. Of course, arteriosclerosis makes angina and then heart attacks. And then maybe you cannot imagine that what oxidative stress is. There is the two final products in our bodies. One is hypochlorous acid, used for that eliminate virus or something like that. And then another one is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is well known as a bleach agent used for that cross washings. But if you touch to that bleach like a Clorox, your finger will be immediately turned to white and then the inflammation start. So that meaning is if in your body high bleach agents have a whole body inflammations. However, in our bodies, white blood cells is neutrophils that uses that this bleaching agent to kill germs. Bacteria or virus was found, and then the white blood cell, neutrophil, eat the phagocyte, but cannot destroy that phagocyte. They use enzyme and then hypochlorous acid and hydrogen peroxide to destroy that bacteria. That meaning is our immune system was supported by oxidative stress. However, high oxidative stress is inflammation in the whole body. And there is some problems with the pharmaceutical product that is used only after the diagnosis, not for the prevention usage in worldwide. And then a single material is only authorized as pharmaceutical. That meaning is only single peptide, single chemical, single enzyme is authorized. So multiple composition is not authorized, even it has a very good effect. I invented the 20X, and here is all ingredient. It's very simple: L-glutamine, vitamin C, L-cysteine, enzyme Q10, succinic acid, fumaric acid, and riboflavin and niacins. It is very simple ingredient. However, that the ratio of the mixing is very important. And then this has a really strong antioxidant effect, and I have many patented. And then also that the safety test was conducted, and it is very safe. Yeah, yes, actually it's food, and then all ingredient in your bodies. So this is the data from the human, normal humans, who took that around 4 weeks of the 20X. And then as you see that this graph show that hydrogen peroxide level in your blood. So you see that like a 30% average reduction within 4 weeks. Many doctors try to find that such effect ingredient like a statin or branch amino acid or something like that, but it takes 6 months to reduce 5% of this parameter, so that you can imagine this reduction is very strong. So this is slide. This slide show that why that Alzheimer's disease startings. Hypertension and diabetes or acute stroke or small vessel disease induces oxidative stress that cause inflammations. And another inflammatory inflammations, IL-1 beta, something like that. And then finally, amyloid beta production and then accumulation starting. And then once amyloid beta developed, another oxidative stress coming. So this is a really bad cycle. And then Alzheimer's disease startings. And this slide shows that mouse model of the Alzheimer's disease. And then you can see that 20x reducing that amyloid beta plaques. And then damage on that brain cell is protected. And then also same time, upper 3 is oxidative stress parameters. That's going to be 20x reducing. And then below is inflammation parameter. These all are reduced. That meaning is 20x reduces inflammation and then oxidative stress same time, and effective to that amyloid beta accumulations. So finally, we published that human study on for the mild cognitive impairment, multi-center randomized double-blind and placebo-controlled prospective studies. And data shows MMSE score will be improved, and then Hasegawa score also improved. And then this slide is coming from the ICDD, it's a French company, special company measuring that oxidative stress and the related things. And then you see that the 20x reduces that the mitochondrial ROS and the cellular ROS. And then another important thing is SOD is superoxide demostase that is fighting with the oxidative stress. That's dramatically increasing. Mitochondrial SOD increased 147%. Cellular SOD is increased 60%. And then this experiment was conducted on 2014. And the CEO of that ICDD told me 20x is most effective anti-OS, but no side effect. And this data shows metabolome analysis using hepatic cancer cell lines. And then left-hand 3 column is the control, and the right-hand 3 column was added 20x, just 1 hour after that adding 20x, you see that huge red band increase. This is almost all connected to the metabolisms of the energy production. That meaning is 20x increase that the energy production in the mitochondria. This data is from mice ischemic brain models. As you see, the 20x treatment group reduced that the volume of that infected brain. Same time, oxidative stress marker going down and the inflammation markers going down. Thus meaning is 20x prevent damage on the brain, and then the effect is oxidative stress marker reduction and the inflammation markers. So that the prevention effect on reperfusion, this model is the reperfusion models, proved in the brain infections. So problem of the broad reperfusion is found in brain ischemia. If the person had brain ischemia, going to the hospital, doctor tried to do hard to lymph flow of the blood. However, damaged brain tissue produces more oxidative stress than just blood flow stops things. So reperfusion up ROS and then damage area expand. And this damage continuously release that ROS, and then after that brain ischemia, some 13%, 15 or 20% patients have a dementia. That is called, blood vessel dementia. But in the case of the brain ischemia, there is one antioxidant therapy exists in Japan. Edarabon is one kind of that phenol and strong activity against that oxidative stress. It's all, in Japan, it's all allowed one-time injection because phenol have a huge side effect on the liver functions. On the other hand, heart attack. In the first heart attack, patient will die 20% just after that attack. And other 30% patient die around 7 days after the attacks due to that heart failure. Why did the heart failure started? So the doctor tried to hard to the reperfusion of the heart attack patient. Okay, so the blood flow coming up. That's good. However, damaged muscle of heart producing that a huge ROS and then makes that the heart failure. So simply say these 30% will die by oxidative stress. And then there is no treatment on the heart attack. So this is a scheme from that after reperfusion ischemic attacks. You see in heart muscles ROS increasing, and then many reactions happens. You see apoptosis, inflammatory cytokines, ECM remodelings, fibrosis, oxidative damage, and then ATP going down. This energy production is going down. And finally, it causes heart failure. So ischemia causes ROS from necrotic muscle, and doctor do that reperfusions. It's also increased ROS. And the heart failure will be happened after the inflammation. So maybe we will be able to have a more nice survival if we have a oxidative stress, anti-oxidative stress therapies. So this data is coming from that hepatic steatosis models using that Hep-G cell lines. And then we found that antioxidant effect will be coming to inhibition of the MEK and ERK pathway, and then protection of the cells. So not only that, ROS reductions, not only the inflammations, and then these lipid peroxidation processes also protected. And then we invented more effective antioxidant named 20-limit control. We add pantotenic acid, thiamine, B6, folate, biotin, and vitamin B12, and lactoferrin added. And many people is misunderstanding antioxidant supplement is good for if you take as many as possible. But it's wrong because I added this new, additional 7 ingredient, only less than 2% of original 20X. That meaning is very few ingredient is very effective. I have a very good friend. His name is Alberto Di Meola. He's very famous in playing guitarist in Return to Forever, or very famous flamenco guitar player, Paco de Lucia. And he has a huge sales of the records. And then last year, September, in Bucharest, Romania, and then he had heart attack during that stage. That photo showed that, just after that, his attacks. And then, of course, just going to that hospital in Bucharest. And then there is a really nice doctors, well technique for the reperfusions. Okay, and then his heart attack was a severe one because that is ST elevation. That is a EKG phenomenon that is really critical. And then I start communicate just after that attack, and then I recommended one thing to him, and he was happily discharged hospital 5 days after. No heart failure, no problem after the reperfusions. Why? He taking that already 20-meter control since 2020. He had suffering with the tinnitus long time. So because the guitarist have a huge big volume sound from the speaker or drummers, and he has a tinnitus. And then he starting the 20-meter control, so like 4 years ago, and then his tinnitus is coming a little bit, better, and then healthy, young, and powerful. And this is the reason why he keeps taking. And then after attack, I recommended he's taking one time in the morning and twice in the morning and then in the afternoons. And I recommended take 20 twice till that blood parameter, enzyme parameter, going to the normal. And then he had no heart failure and discharged 5 days. And but this is he was very lucky because usual hospital did not allow any supplement intake during the hospital. But this Romanian Bucharest doctor was open-minded, and then Al himself explained that this is really strong antioxidant. He said, "Oh, that is good. Take it." Yeah, he was lucky. So, and then let's see again, broad reperfusions. And then brain ischemia is reperfusions makes damage area expand and dementia. Okay, and then heart attacks, 13% fatal after heart failure, 7 days. So I think 20X may improve this survival or prevent the further disease. Thank you very much. Yep. So, any questions? Oh, yes, please.
You mentioned that the ratio of these molecules that constitute the cocktail are very important. How did you determine that? With 8 different molecules, there have been hundreds of thousands of potential combinations. How did you determine the best combination?
Yes. Actually, I started to that alcohol metabolisms. Okay? Alcohol. And then my target was build supplement compositions which reduced alcohol level in our bodies. So I started selecting that several ingredients, and then finally I tried over 30 ingredients, maybe possible effect is estimated. But only 8 ingredient mixture have a good effect. And the interesting is mixture ratio is very important. So myself was a mistake at the starting. So I put many ingredient and many dosage, huge dosage. But it has, the effect is going down. So I reduce, and then finally decided to the 8 ingredient for the 20x. And then, so that is lucky. And then one day, I tried to improve that alcohol supplement. And then I found this supplement reduced the blood glucose. Okay? And then I thought this composition will be able to use for the diabetes mellitus. And then we did that oral glucose tolerance test. And then this 20x reduced the blood glucose and at the same time reduced the insulin levels. So that meaning is metabolism-dependent glucose reductions. So I tried to found the best supplement to reduce blood glucose. So this is the final, target. So that we have a lucky thing is I have a good clear target. First is alcohol, and the second is blood glucose. And then I invented the 20X 6 years later. Radiation biologist in Regensburg University found really strong antioxidant effect. So after that, I switched to the oxidative stress research. That is a long story. Yeah, thank you for that asking. So I think time would be a move to the next session. Thank you very much for that sessions.